Today we are designing and making enamel pins. My name is Brooks, I run a brand called Nowhere Land, and this is episode 6 of Going Nowhere. Before we can actually get started designing the pin, we have to decide what kind of style we want. Now there's actually a pretty long list of different pin types and it could get overwhelming. So I'm just going to show you a couple, and then today we're going to talk about one of the most popular pin styles. You can choose from wood, which is pretty straightforward. It's a pin made out of a thin sheet of wood that has your design engraved into it. There are printed pins, which again, pretty straightforward. It takes your design and then just digitally prints it onto the pin. If you want something that's more full color, almost like photo, or if you have a detailed digital illustration, this might be the way to go. Then we've got acrylic pins, which similar to the printed pins, you can basically take your design and have it put onto a piece of acrylic. These next two are the more popular options. We have hard enamel and soft enamel. The only difference being the hard enamel is smooth on the top, and the soft enamel, you can feel the ridges of the lines compared to the colors. Soft enamel is definitely the most popular option and closest to what you would think of when you think of a pin. So when designing for a pin, you have to take into account what kind of pin you want. Today, we're going to do the soft enamel. So let's hop over on the computer and get started. When designing for the hard and soft enamel pins, the biggest thing to take into account is that there needs to be a line separating each color within the design. When the pin is made, they create a die based off of that black outline for them to press into the metal. There are a few companies that I've used in the past and different ways to go about getting pins made. I'll link their websites below. Alchemy Merch is a great resource to get pins made if you don't know too much about the process and you need a little guidance. They are more of a middleman service, so you can send them your artwork. They'll get it set up and ready for production and most likely send you a digital mock-up of what the pin might look like when it's finished. They will then send that art through production for you and worry about all those details. That way you don't have to be involved in that process. Now this way is a little more expensive because you have someone taking care of all that for you. The other option is what you see me doing now. I prefer to go direct to the manufacturer. This way you have to know a little more about what you want and be more specific in the ordering process. So if you see me setting up this file here, I'm selecting my Pantone colors and making sure the dimensions of my art are correct. Now that all our pin designs are finished, we're going to go ahead and make a pin backer. This is going to be a hard cardstock backer for the pin to press into. This gives you an option to display the pin as well as add your branding to the product. So here's my simple backer card design. I do the same backer card on all my pins, that way there's some consistency. We're going to go ahead and send this to the manufacturer and they're going to get back to us with a proof for final approval as well as pricing before we move on to production. It's been longer than just a few moments. It's been a couple days, but we got our proofs back from the manufacturing company, fulldesigns.com. Now this is our last chance to double check size, color, quantity, and any other details we might want to double check before we approve everything to move forward. So after I took a look at this, I decided it all looked good. I went ahead and approved it. In a couple of weeks, we'll have ourselves some enamel pins. But for you on the internet, it'll just be a couple seconds. Here's some very subpar B-roll of the finished pins. There you have it. That's designing and making pins from start to finish. I'm super stoked on how all 4 of these designs came out. Here they are in their final form, all packaged, plastic sleeve, ready to go. All these pins, as well as a few other designs, are up on my shop right now if you want to check them out. I love designing for tangible products. I hope you were able to learn a little bit along the way. And like always, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a comment below if you have any questions about making pins for yourself, or if you have any other pin manufacturers that you would like to recommend. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.